Good morning traders and welcome to today's live trading. Today is the 23rd of November and as per usual we are on the FTSE 100. So let me quickly run you through my bands for today. You can see here on the 5 minute we're just currently moving out of this bottom one around the 7400 level. If you look at the hourly chart here you can see we had this really good run up yesterday and then eventually it started to pull back and it gave back pretty much everything it managed to get on the upside. We're almost back where we started, which isn't too surprising. I mean, if I blow up this 4-hour chart, you can see we've had this good run down and then yesterday we had this little retracement and now we're selling off again. So it's looking like we want to come and attack the lows of this move down at this band here. So what I would like to do is get short from this band if I can. The only thing I've got going against that is you can see the orange line there. That's yesterday's close, and price does typically like to come and tag that. So that would mean coming right up through this band and tagging this, which we could maybe get interested from a trade from up at this band, back down, and then potentially another trade through from this band down to this band. Where the lows are currently sitting. So that's what I'm thinking at the moment. We're actually getting a pretty good sell signal here, but I won't be trading this before the open just because of this, the potential for it to come up and tag this close. So what I would want to see is after the open, price move down, hold below this band, move back into it and give me a good sell signal. I'll be happy to take that. Or if it's going to start coming straight up, tag this close and maybe look to take a sell from the band above. So we'll wait for the open and we'll see what happens. So we're 10 to 11 now, and as we were discussing this morning, price has actually come all the way up right through this band and tagged this close. So we did get the move down this morning. We held down below here for a short while before moving through, and then as you can see we've made quite a swift move right up to this close. So the next trade really that I'm looking at is within this big blue band here that you can see around the 7430 level with today's pivot in there. We're just moving through the hourly 200. We had a reaction here last time, and the second test of that we're seeing a breakthrough this time, which is going to make it a little bit tricky trading back through it. So what I'd like to see, with us literally being 10 to 11 now, I'd like to see a sell pin bar or something form in this next candle, and then if we can get short we could get quite a swift sell off back down to this 415 level, and this hourly candle would close below the 200, which would be a good sign for further weakness coming in and potentially another sell off back down to this band. So that's what I'm looking for. If we get that within the next 5 minutes, then that's the trade that we'll be taking. So let's see what happens. So we've just gone 1:30, just another little update really. You can see after this move up, so we initially had this move down this morning. This is the 8 o'clock open candle there, and then from that little move down we've really moved up since, and then we're just sort of consolidating really in between these intraday levels. When I plotted these in this morning, I did think, because they don't really line up with any 4-hour bands, they are tricky to use. And it makes trading in between these two bands in particular very difficult, not to mention that the 200 moving average is making its way through here as we speak as well. So I'm not surprised that we've seen chop in between these two bands. There's a lot of levels within that small area of price, so there was definitely the potential for that. It's just made today really boring, to be honest. Like I said this morning, when we got that move down, I was looking for it to hold down here. If I was going to take a sell, we came down, we came straight back up, a little bit of chop, moved up, no real signals, moved right through it. Probably the first real signal we got is this pin bar here, but I wanted to see a little bit more, having moved up so strongly. Like a break of the ATMA, which we kind of got here. You can see this green pin bar here is sort of the candle that I was looking for, and in fact I think I did put in an order Probably won't be in the video because it never got triggered, but yeah, I did have an order in to short it from there. But like I said, price just died off from there. The candles got smaller and smaller until eventually it started moving upwards. And that's where we are currently. So as it stands, it's been difficult, to be honest, because there's not been a lot to do. So we're into this afternoon now. Hopefully the volatility picks up a little bit and we can start making our way towards one band or the other, where we can potentially start looking for some setups. But as it stands, I don't really have a preference one way or the other. I don't think. Just looking at the 4-hour chart here, we've still yet to close back through this ATMA, and this candle started at 10 o'clock, so it will close at 2 o'clock, so in half an hour. So it will be interesting to see where that closes. If it can close around sort of this orange line, then it will break the ATMA, which is a good sign for maybe some more bullish price. But if it stays around where it is within 25 minutes, then it will have pushed through the ATMA and rejected back on the sell side of it, really. So who knows? It's a real tricky day today, to be honest. It might be one of those where we just don't get any setups. But I'll keep watching for the rest of the afternoon, and if we do get anything, I will update you further. So we're 5:15 now. As you can see, the market is now closed, and it's just been one of those days where we've not managed to get any trades off whatsoever. As discussed, we looked at the price action that we'd seen this morning, and then since then we've sort of held in between these two bands. We did finally come back up into this band, like we said at the close of this 4-hour candle, but price has just really sort of trickled sideways into the close. We had a little move down, but with no signals to get short before the close there, and again the price action seems to have died off a little bit. So it's just been one of those days, unfortunately. So I'm sorry this has been a boring one. If you have enjoyed it, do drop a like on it, and if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe. I promise these videos are usually a little bit more exciting than this, and I'll see you next week.